will. Tell it like it is. Don't.
Good morning. It is a dreary start to day 5, and after last night's thunder and hail and everything, I'm really dry. Everything I have is really dry. So I'm a lot more comfortable than I expected this morning. I have a short 12-mile day ahead of me to Tray Mountain Shelter, and a 12-mile day after that to get to Dix Creek Gap to do a short resupply. I was just hanging out at Unicoi Gap for a little bit. Met a shuttle driver there who gave me a free banana for sugar and potassium. And up ahead of me, I have a 1.3 miles where I'm going to be getting 1,000 feet of elevation. The shelter is 5.7 miles away, and a thunderstorm hits at 4, and it's about noon. So I gotta put some muscle in my hustle. That's one mountain up and over. And time to go up a nerdin'. I really need to stop saying like, oh, I'm in for an easy 12-mile hike today. Because then shit like this happens. I have 3 miles in about 2.5 hours before the storm hits. Now that's very doable, but I've been hearing rumblings of thunder and the occasional drop of rain. And I'm hoping, I'm praying that that's Mother Nature turtlenecking before you know what hits the fan. I think you can already see it and hear it pouring over there. This is gonna be tight. And that's Mountain 2 down. The shelter's about half a mile away. And boy, I cannot wait to get there because I am feeling beat up after trying to outrun this storm for 6 miles. I'm here bundled up at the shelter. I was alone for a long time, just sweeping the floors and tending the space. But it looks like I have company now. It is a beautiful, misty evening. This is my sleep setup. I'll be sleeping on just the floor from my butt down, but that'll be okay. Morning. In a fog like this, don't go too far off trail or else the body snatchers will get you. It's slimy boy weather today. There is a snail just like this one right outside the shelter today. And when I moved him out of the way so that no one would step on him, Ivan came up and he said, escargot. I got to the shelter yesterday at 3:30, and it turns out that the forecast was a lie, and the rain didn't come until 9. Sorry I didn't really get to film much of it. We had a lot of company last night. Maybe 8 other people joined for the storm that was supposed to happen. The other people that were there were apparently unaware of the rodent problems in the shelters, and were cooking their food right next to the shelter, which of course attracted rodents. And I found one trying to claw its way right into my bag. I had to hang my whole bag on the bear cable last night, because I guess I'd rather have a wet bag today than a bag with holes in it for the rest of the trip. It's kind of nice when the fog obscures the path of the trail like this. We've been going up on terrain like this for a distance, and I feel as though that if I saw the entire climb from the onset, I'd be like, ah,
freak.
But when it is revealed to me in little sections like this, I'm going up and I'm like, okay, let's keep her going. I'm here on the evening of my 0 at Stanimals Around the Bend. From Neal's Gap, it was a 13.5 mile day, and then a 12.5 mile day, and then an 11 mile day to get here. And each day my knee would allow me to hike less and less. So I checked myself in here for a 0 to allow my knee to rest. And that's turned out to be a great decision. I'm happy to be able to take a shower and to put on some loner clothes while I do some laundry, to be able to cook with heat and have a warm meal and meet good people. I definitely have a bad case of hiker's knee, which is inflammation of the patellar tendon, and it's because I was pushing myself too hard in the early days. I've always been kind of an overachiever, and whenever I'm doing something that I'm putting a lot of stock into, like the AT, there's always that little devil on my shoulder that tells me to keep going, to keep hiking, to push through the pain. And so one of the things that I'm looking forward to confronting about myself on the trail is self-patience, is discipline to go slower when I need to. It's been useful to recognize that about myself as I've been hiking over the past couple days. I've been researching specific ways to reduce the stress on my joints while I'm hiking, and I look forward to implementing those and to taking a leisurely pace into Franklin. I'm hopeful that the inflammation will reduce in the 4 days between now and Franklin, but if not, I'm making the commitment to myself now to take another day of rest in Franklin if I need to. The last thing that I want to do is to overwork myself to the point that I have to get off the trail because I didn't have the discipline to stop when I needed to. So after some rest, I'm hopeful for what the next week holds, and I look forward to taking y'all along. We are back on the trail. It is about 44 miles to Winding Stair Gap, so I'm going to take it as easy as I can and do about 11-mile days. I'm really gonna have to put my money where my mouth is when it comes to hiking smart and hiking sustainably for my body. With about 4,400 feet of elevation gain to Muskrat Shelter and 2,000 feet of decline. It's a day with some terrain. People tend to be so open out here. The hiking community is full of fantastic and generous people, and you can strike up a conversation with someone you've never met before and learn so much about each other, and then after 5-10 minutes of yapping, you might part separate ways down the trail and never see each other again. It's real joyful to find connection, and then a little tragic to have to part so soon with someone that you could really connect with. I just got a parting gift from Georgia at the last gap between here and the North Carolina border in 3 miles. 2 folks, Kevin and Kathy, were sitting there looking for a certain kind of blossom, and it might be these. They said you have 2 big leaves coming out the side and a blossom that kind of looks like a shoe, like a little lady slipper, hence the name. But they were sitting there at the bench on the gap looking for some flowers, and they offered me a water and some barbecue chips, which happened to be vegan, and we just had a nice chat. So thank you, Georgia, and thank you, Kevin and Kathy. I just saw a baby black bear. I wish I could have shown you guys, but I just saw a glimpse of it scurrying up a down tree. So, 1 down, 13 to go. Good evening. I've made camp at Muskrat Creek Shelter, which I hope does not live up to its name. It's about 11.5 miles today with 4,400 feet of elevation gain. My knee felt fine through most of it, and then you cross the border into North Carolina and it's incredibly gnarly. Good morning, and an especially cold morning at that. Got a little bit of a late start on the trail, but I was just sleeping so well I didn't want to get up. It's good to have some cooler temperatures finally, because my sleeping bag would get so hot on 60-degree nights. Y'all actually get to see me wearing this goofy looking hood. There's my first derelict blue blaze. I turned onto a derelict trail off of White Oak Gap. Some people take this route to shave a little time, maybe to catch a shuttle that they might not have normally caught. I think my curiosity would have been kicking me if I went the normal way and didn't see what an abandoned side trail off of the Appalachian Trail was all about. And so far, I've been having a blast. What am I gonna do? Good news, I've taken my right knee out of the brace, and it's doing pretty dang good. Bad news, I took my right knee out of the brace because my left knee hurts. Can't catch a break. At the top of Albert Mountain. Made it to the top of Albert Mountain Fire Tower. God, my knee hurts. Thanks to the generosity of a friend, I can shack up with him and hopefully recover my knee for a couple days. It pains me to get off trail, but I think it's just what I have to do to continue my hike. But otherwise, this marks mile 100. It's, you know, there's 2,100 left to go, but it seems like it's gone by so fast already. Apparently, the fact that my bag is a little smaller than others has garnered some attention, and I've been endowed with a trail name. 7.7, signing out.